So this tends to be a common question because there's really not a whole lot of rhyme or reason about why or how or the policies involved in transfers. It's kind of like they do what they want. Now the feds is very different than the state. See, the state will keep you out of joint for a long ass time. Like you might do your whole bid at one spot in CDCR. In the feds, it's a different story. Unless you've got a short sentence, you're not staying in the same place. My average time at a joint was 2 years. So there was one joint I was at for 4 years. There was a joint I was at for 3 years. There was a joint I was at for 18 months. There was a joint I was at for a year. But it all averaged out to like 2 years apiece. Now, what did I get moved for most of the time? Incident reports. One time I got moved because they said I had too much charisma. The very first time I got transferred in the feds, I got shipped out of region and I was banned from the region for 10 years. How about that? I couldn't be around my family for 10 years. I wasn't allowed in the Western region at all. And the Western region in the feds is Colorado West. But a lot of times, when you first go to a prison, they'll put you actually up a level, right? So maybe you're really a medium, but they're fucking a little bit like iffy on if they want to put you at the medium, so they'll send you to the pen. Then after a year, your points are already medium. So after you do that year, bam, you're out of there. You're going to an FCI. Now this shit changes all the time. The feds will really fucking like twist around their policies and they change shit so often, like you can't even keep up with it sometimes. Let me tell you one of the real problems with the disciplinary process. So it involves transfers. So when you go to the SHU, you typically go to the SHU and they'll write you a shot at some point. Well, a lot of the things I went to the SHU for, they wanted to investigate. So 90-day investigation before I get a shot. So I'm sitting in SHU in the punishment unit this whole time. Then they serve me my shot. We go through the disciplinary process. It's a week for fucking Unit Disciplinary Committee, UDC. And they're the ones, they're like kind of like pre-trial, right? So they get all the facts and you make your statement or whatever. Then that goes to the DHO, the disciplinary hearing officer. Well, that's 2 weeks away. So now you're 3 weeks after getting your shot. You go to the DHO, maybe it's fast, 2 weeks. Then he gives you your sanctions. So much disciplinary segregation, so much loss of phones, so much loss of commissary, so much loss of visits, so much loss of good time. And in my case, in a lot of people's cases, recommendation for disciplinary transfer. Now, the way transfers work, it's centralized. So like the warden doesn't go, all right, he's out of here, he's out of my prison. I mean, he can, but that's not really how it works. They take your case manager puts you in for the transfer. He fills out all the paperwork. That goes to the case manager coordinator to get signed off. Then the AWs and the warden and the captain and your unit team all have to sign off on that. So it has to go to each of their offices. Then that goes to Grand Prairie, Texas, where they do all the designation. It's the DSCC, Diagnostics, Designation, something center. Sorry. I should have done research before bringing this up, but I'm kind of going off my hip right now. So anyway, to make a really, really long story short, you can sit in the SHU for 6 months waiting on that transfer and not get it. It's happened to me a couple of times. It's just another way they drag you. They punish you without actually being punishment because they're not going to let you out of the SHU until they transfer you. So you're sitting in the SHU the whole time. The last time it happened to me, it was 8 months. And I went to Atwater. Oh no, fucking Hurlong was worse. I was in the SHU for 10 months at Hurlong. Because of COVID though, it was different. Anyway, transfers are a bitch. The way they handle it, the way they do the transfer, the way you're eligible, all that. Like I was eligible to go to a low a couple times. Shit, I went. Didn't stay long. There used to be a trick with transfers though. There used to be this dude that had it was like a synagogue or something that you could donate money to. If you donated $1,000, you could get to the spot you wanted to go to because they pray for you.